Welcome back. African leaders have been accused of conniving with multinational companies to defraud the continent. The Africa Union ambassador to the United States, Mrs. Arikana Kwao, gave the indictment while speaking on the sidelines of the World Bank IMF spring meetings in Washington. She is advocating a holistic approach to the fight against corruption that will focus on how to stop corrupt practices by multinational companies. This, she says, can be done through the mobilization of the region's youths.
Corruption is recognized in many quarters as the cankerworm eating deep into the fabric of the African continent and the world at large. It robs nations of infrastructure and basic amenities. On the sidelines of the World Bank IMF spring meeting, young Africans are challenged to take the lead in the fight against corruption, not only by their leaders, but also multinational companies who connive with them to perpetrate the evil.
It's hard. On one hand, you want to do the right thing, but then on the other hand, there are all these other forces that are acting against you. Rwanda has done very well. Rwanda went in. Rwanda is setting a very good example about what the way forward can be for Africa.
You know, the government... Godswill Agbagwa works with the World Bank. He is championing the fight against corruption in Nigeria through value reorientation among youths.
We are going to be in a very serious problem if we do not start nipping corruption from the bud. We are going to continue to waste our resources in arresting people, in probing people, in throwing them into jail, because everybody is still going to hope that they're not going to be caught. And so as the younger ones go in, they want to go get their own national cake. But we are trying to make the young people know that stealing money is not good for you. It's not good for the country. It's not the right thing to do, and it's part of the reason why we are poor, why our cities are dark every day, why our roads are not paved, because we have money but it's being misused and misappropriated.
Having gained knowledge for the task ahead of them towards nation building, some Nigerian youths share their experience on what they have learned.
Inspiring, talking to these youths, encouraging them one-on-one and also over the phone. We also have webinars where we have our trainings online. We engage one another on topics bordering on our constitution.
For some time now, the issue of tackling corruption has been on the front burner. Hopefully, forums such as this will help address the problem as well as bad leadership in Africa.
After an oil spillage in 2017 left Apoi community in hazardous condition, the residents whose means of livelihood have been tampered with are seeking the attention of the concerned authority to put their lives back on track. Community Report tonight brings you what life has become for Apoi, an oil-rich community in Bayelsa State.
A speedboat is one of the few means of transportation to access the oil-rich Apoi community in South Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State. As soon as the 90-minute journey comes to an end, the sight that greets you is a far cry from what is expected of an oil-producing community. Mud houses, untarred roads, non-functional amenities, and a people seemingly cut off from the wealth of their land. The river surrounding Apoi does not just serve as a route in and around the community. It is the people's source of bathing, washing and drinking water. The taps in the locality have become faulty with no clear intention to fix them.
About 15 years ago, NDDC Pt.3 brought a water to us. The water did not even work for 3 months and collapsed. Since then, we don't have any other place to drink. Rather, we have been using the river water as the only source of water for us. And there has been
a walk to the farmlands of the Apoi people brings us to a vast area left uncultivated due to oil spill. To an outsider, this level of pollution is a massive blow to our life support system. But to the inhabitants, this is all they've ever known and lived with.
But one day, equipment failure occurred on the 21st July 2017. where this thing leak, and IGP, Apoi was given information to IGP on the 3rd, and IGP came here on the 5th of July. Everything here, we do everything here to survive ourselves. As I'm talking to you now, water to drink, would they go inside forest, this different place, because the river has been taken over by the oil.
Almost a year after our first visit, we expect that the community and IGP would have come into understanding amicably without any third-party interference.
Not only do the people of this oil-rich community have to contend with the lack of basic amenities, the absence of teachers in their only primary school is another issue of concern. The last time a class held here was in July 2017. The broken chairs and tables tell a story of abandonment.
For some years now, the teacher assigned to Apoi community abandoned the school and the students. Now children can no longer go to school. We are calling on the state government to come to their rescue by sending teachers to the community.
In its response, the State Commissioner for Environment says government is not taking lightly the attitude of some oil companies operating in the state towards their host communities.
Apoi as a host community should enjoy good water from the IGP company. They should have at least good internal roads. What is the company doing? These are the issues we want to address as government.
The Apoi people wish to enjoy the good life once again with the provision of basic amenities and infrastructure. They want to see the oil spill cleaned up, their farmland restored, and an end put to the act of playing games with issues of this magnitude.
Some traditional rulers in Ekiti State are throwing their weight behind what they call the Southern Agenda. This agenda is demanding that the next governor of the state come from Ekiti South Senatorial District, which does not occupy the seat since the state was created. The monarchs believe if stakeholders will align with the agenda, the principle of fairness and equal development will be promoted. A number of governorship aspirants from the senatorial district had been trying to push the agenda through so that perhaps political parties may embrace a zoning arrangement to that effect.
We have had governors from both the north and the central part of the state. And it is not that there are no candidates who could also fill such a position in Ekiti South. And it is believed that if we all have that concern and interest, that we should have a candidate who will emerge as the next governor of Ekiti State, irrespective of the party, that will show fairness to all of us in Ekiti State, and it will also prepare us for competition with other states of the Federation where there is rotational voting for governors of the other states and equal development, because where a particular area is not considered, then that will amount to marginalization, which we don't want to happen in Ekiti State.
For more than 2 weeks, the gas at the Olushoso dump site has been burning. Environmentalists are questioning why the state government has failed to use this gas in its development plans. Our correspondent Ayola Kasim now reports on previous efforts of the state government on the dump site.
Recover the methane. I mean, there are a lot of resources to recover from here after we've probably dumped our refuse.
The year was 2012, and the man is the former managing director of the Lagos State Waste Management Authority. The plan then was to reduce the levels of greenhouse gases emitted from the dump site using a state-of-the-art composting facility. This facility will have dramatically reduced the volume of waste ending up in landfills by 10 to 20%. It was Nigeria's first composting project, registered as a Clean Development Mechanism project under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. still in the phase of its first verification, the project was expected to have approximately 30,000 carbon credits issued by 2015. The federal government gave its letter of approval to the United Nations in April 2012. That would have translated to a lot of money through carbon credits for the Lagos State government to work on other sustainable development throughout the state, benefiting all levels of society. This project was registered on the 12th of July 2012 and was expected to run till 30th of June 2023. Had everything gone according to plan, Lagos could have reduced its emission by over 400,000 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and by now over 72 megawatts of electricity per hour could have been generated.
We can convert this to waste to energy that will power the entire street light of Lagos if the state is serious. And the state is talking about smart city project. These are smart city projects.
No one is willing to talk about what happened to the certified emission reduction. In June 2017, the state government launched the Cleaner Lagos Initiative. 3 engineered landfills in Ekpe and Ikorodu have been commissioned for construction and maintenance. It is expected that the first, which will be operated by Visionscape, will be fully operational by early 2019.
The garbage that will be coming in from the Lagos State will be coming here and treated prior to being implemented within the landfill in what we call engineered cells. The waste is contained in an area that's engineered to capture the leachate and the methane gas, and these systems alleviate any accidents, unfortunately, like the fire we saw last week at Oshoslu.
The Olushosu project, a pilot project to get power using methane extracted from rotten fruit, had helped clean up a local plantain market and enabled traders to switch off their generators when it was on. That was in 2012, but today that plan is no more. Ayola Kasim reporting for Channels Television News.
In health, to curb the spread of cholera and other communicable diseases in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria, the Northeast Regional Initiative, in partnership with the Gaydam and Unisari local government areas, have embarked on Cash for Work program in the 2 local council areas. The exercise was held in Gaydam and Garigada towns of the 2 local council areas as measures to maintain clean environments within the LGAs.
The sanitation exercise drew youths within the 2 council areas, and participants were provided with various equipment aimed at ensuring a clean environment. The exercise is to check the spread of cholera and other diseases within Gaydam and Unisari local government areas. The youths drawn from each community had drafted to participate in the program for 10 days and thereafter be left to the kits provided by the Northeast Regional Initiative, NERI, to carry on with the Community Development Service.
NERI has supplied this equipment and NERI is not taking them back. So what we expect from cutting across the local government, community leaders and the youth is to improve upon the initiative. This initiative has been tested and it's working in various places. And so I strongly believe the youth can seize this opportunity, be responsible citizens of Nigeria by building upon what has been provided.
The community leader of Garingada appreciates the efforts of NERI and the council areas and hopes the exercise will go a long way to improve the health of the affected communities.
Wannan taimakon da aka yi mana na sanitation din da aka yi mana a garin Gada wannan mun gode a kungiyar NERI sosai ya taimaka mana 100%.
Participants expressed satisfaction with the assistance rendered by NERI and hopes it would inculcate in them a lasting culture of cleanliness.
I thank this organization very much. We are very grateful. We, the youth of Gaydam local government and the entire local government, we are very happy of it.
At the end of the program, participants will be paid for their active participation, after which they will be left to continue as volunteers of keeping their surroundings clean.